physically based, face paint blended, shader asset, and retouching. Standard and flat are like a plain color, and physically based is if you want to do something like plastic face, let's say that, like plastic face, as you can see here in the preview, and you can change some properties in surface parameters like metallic, roughness, occlusion strength, and so on. And then you got, for example, retouching. Retouching is like the makeup to make the skin softer. If you can see here, it says skin smoothing, and I can move it, and you can see the face in the person like more or less smooth. Okay, but today we're gonna choose flat because I want to show you something cool. We're gonna do flat, and then I'm going to add a texture. Okay, you are not going to have the texture with you because I have it here in my laptop. But texture, and you can choose a file. It can be a picture. And I got something cool, okay? This is like a little desktop PC with a blue background. And then you can have those pictures on your cheeks. And I can do a preview on my camera. And I'm there. And as you can see, I got this little filter on my cheeks with these pictures. Okay. How can I do that? It's easy. Okay. I'm going to change. To do that, I don't know if you know Photoshop. I don't know, but it's very easy. Spark AR give us face assets like this. Okay, you can go directly to sparkar.com. Okay, or from here directly from Spark AR program. There is an option that you can download those face assets, and once you find it, those face assets are going to be like this. So you're going to get mesh and textures. We're going to go to textures, and there is a feminine face and a masculine face. Okay, so this is like a pattern where we can know where to put our, let's say, stickers or pictures in our face, in our forehead, cheeks, for example, some makeup in our lips. And I'm going to show you very quickly. Got Photoshop here, and it's very easy. Okay, I don't know how to use Photoshop, but I just drop this picture and the pictures I want to add on the face. Okay, and that way you're gonna know how to do it by yourself. For example, I got the feminine face. I open Photoshop, and there you go. And then I add, for example, this picture. And I can adjust what size I want it. And I can put it on the cheeks, on my forehead, or something like makeup with Photoshop on the lips, the eyebrows, and so on. And it's very easy. I just drop these two pictures, and then I got on this check, and that's it. And then I go to I don't know in English, archive, and then export, and quick export on PNG. Okay, and that's the way you can do all your filters, makeup, some pictures on your face, I don't know, flowers, many things you can do, right? So I'm going to close this Photoshop program, and we are back to Spark AR. Okay, so I got this filter. Actually, this is a filter by itself. It's pretty basic, pretty easy. Okay, but let's make it, let's complicate our life, and we're gonna add a background, a nice background, and then we're gonna go to the left side, this part, and we're gonna add another object. Yes, Spark AR has many objects, and you can read through all of those. But for that background, we're gonna use a rectangle, a canvas. Okay, so if I scroll down, I'm gonna look for a canvas. Okay, but Spark AR makes the things easier, so I'm gonna choose rectangle, and Spark AR is gonna add me a canvas 02. So if you can see, rectangle is inside canvas. Okay, canvas is like a box, a container where rectangle is. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate rectangle 0. I'm gonna change the name. I'm going to rename background, and another one is gonna be person. Okay, so canvas is the container, and background and person. It's gonna be background is gonna be the picture in our background behind us, and person, this rectangle, we're gonna add a texture, very cool. Okay, and that I'm going to show you in a few moments. Okay, so to do this, we have to let know to Spark AR which is the person and which is the background. Okay, to do that, we need to go to this element, camera. We're gonna do a click, and to the right on properties, we need to do a click in plus where it says texture extraction. Okay, and Spark AR is going to create camera texture 0, and then we need to do another click on segmentation, and we're going to choose person. Okay, and the Spark AR is going to create a person segmentation texture, and we got it here on texture and assets, textures, camera texture 0, and person mask texture 0. Okay, then going back to person, we need to add a material. Okay, we got all the properties: layer, visible, width, height, position, but we're gonna do click on materials. We're going to create a new material, and this is gonna be material 1. Click on material 1, and then we need to go back to the right. Okay, and we need to add the texture. Which textures? We need to click on this little box with the arrow, and we're going to choose camera texture. Okay, but previously, to do that, sorry, we need to do the rectangles the same size of the screen. To do that, we need to do click on background, go to the properties, and where it says width and height, click, and then click on fill width and height, the same procedures. Click and fill height. Okay, we're gonna do the same with person. Person, click on person. To the right, we're gonna look for width 8, click fill with, and 8 fill 8. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same thing. Click in person. We already added a material 1. Then we're gonna look for material 1 in assets, right here on the left. Click on material 1, and this is where the magic begins. Okay, material 1, I got the properties. We're gonna look for texture, and we're gonna choose camera textures 0. Okay, we are telling the program to extract the texture of the camera. I mean, for the camera is recognizing the person in front. Okay, so the texture is gonna identify the person or the people, and then we're gonna do a check on this checkbox where it says specular. Sorry, flat. Okay, in shader type we need to change to flat. It was in the standard, we need to change to flat. And in this checkbox, we're gonna do alpha. And the texture, we're gonna choose person segmentation texture 0. Okay. Until now, we are doing good. Already, our camera, it's recognizing the person in front and is separating the person from the background. Okay, so that's why we got that grip, white and black in the back. Okay, and now it's easy because I'm going to the left now again. I'm gonna click on background, and this background needs to have a new material again. So we're gonna look for materials, plus we're going to create a new material, and voila, the background is gonna be like gray, white. Then to the left again, material 2, click on material 2, and to the right again. Okay, so we're gonna choose the shader type. It's gonna be flat again, and I'm gonna choose a texture. Okay, texture is gonna be any picture or texture itself that you did in Photoshop or other kind of program. Okay, you're gonna choose a picture. Okay, so choose file, and it can be any picture you want. Okay, I got here representing my country. I got Machu Picchu here, and I put open, and there you go. You can have Machu Picchu in your background, or maybe a beach, or mountains, or I don't know, any place on the UK, and so on. Yeah, because it's like a picture, and you can choose wherever you wanna be. So this is a filter. Okay, if I do a preview on my laptop, you're gonna see I have the very first filter, like the mini desktop PC on my cheeks, and I have the background of Machu Picchu. Okay, so this is something nice about the Spark AR. You can put you wherever you want in the world, or maybe in the moon, and so on. Okay, so this is a very nice filter, basic, and I hope you can do it yourself, no? Right, in your computer. So this is the first filter. Okay, if you have any question or something, just let me know. Okay, everything good? Okay. Okay, so this is the first filter. It's very nice. I'm going to save this file. Okay, and we're going to do another one. Okay. To do it again, I'm going to delete everything. Okay. To repeat the process, you can see it's very easy. You're going to from the left to the right and so on. Okay. So you already know how to do a background and put you wherever you want in the world. And we can do something cool. Maybe you saw a filter opening your mouth or moving your eyebrows, and something happens, right? We're gonna do exactly that. So the process is gonna be always on this side, device, camera, focal distance, direct light, and we're gonna add an object. Okay, you can click on object, add object, or in this blank space, right click, add, and you can see all the elements here. So we want to choose a face tracker. I think it's the most important because we're gonna track our face, add, and we're gonna add a particle system. Okay, particle system. If you can read, particle system is a technique for producing and moving 2D objects in great numbers. We're gonna insert, and there you go. We got an emitter 0, and we're gonna put the emitter 0 inside face tracker 0. Okay, that way when the person move, as you can see, move the face, the emitter is gonna follow the face. Okay, so the emitter is a very cool effect, and it's very simple. Okay, because if you click on emitter 0 and you see on your right, you are gonna have all the properties. But if you can see, there is a like blank squares, and I'm gonna add a picture. This picture can be anything. Okay, so it's gonna be the same process. Click on emitter 0, properties on the right, and then I'm going to look for materials. I got materials here, and I'm going to click on plus, and then I already create material 0. I look for material 0, click on it, and then to the right again, on properties, I'm gonna choose flat, and it's the same. Okay, it's always the same. Texture, and in this case, I'm gonna choose a file. And this is very important because we got a square, and this square is white. So we need to look for a PNG picture, okay, with a background, okay, with transparency. In this case, I got this like light bulb, but with many colors. I'm gonna click on that bulb, open, and there you go. It's very nice. And here on the main screen, doing holding right click and moving, I can move the perspective. Okay, I'm holding the right click and I can move the screen. But I don't want those bulbs coming out from my nose. So what I can do, I'm gonna move from my perspective, and I'm gonna click on emitter 0. And as you can see, there is some arrows, green, red, and blue. And if you can see these little tiny buttons in this position, I can click on moving in X and Y and Z, or moving like a sphere. Okay, I just want to move on the green arrow position, so I'm gonna try to do a click. And if I want to zoom in and zoom out, don't forget to use the wheel of your mouse. I want to try to move from the green arrow, okay? Sometimes it's very complicated because this preview is moving. Okay. I want these particles coming out from my forehead, for example. Okay, I think that's perfect. Okay, so we're going to do a click on emitter 0. And we already did a lot of the work, okay? Because if I do a preview on my webcam, the particles are following my forehead, okay? But that's not so cool, okay? So to the preview again, we're gonna do something nice. Emitter 0, and here you can play with all the properties, layer, position. For example, in position, if you don't wanna try to chase the arrows while this person in preview is moving the face, you can move here with the numbers. For example, 0.124, I can 0.2, for example, and it changes the position. Okay, for example, scale in the emitter properties, type, you got a point, a line, a plane, a ring. For example, a line, right? It's like a visible line where I'm gonna do a point. We got birth rate. Let's say it means how many frames come out. I'm gonna put 5. Okay, and we got less pictures coming out. I'm gonna do a 10. And as you can see, there are a lot of functions here where you can play a spray angle, a speed. For example, I want 0.5 faster, and we get, for example, the particle itself. I mean that square, that frame. Got the scale, lifespan, and so on. Spin, tilt. Yeah, there's a lot of options where you can play. Okay, and in this case, I'm gonna put 0.05, and we got bigger light bulbs. These light bulbs are like ideas coming out from our heads, something like that. Okay, and then we got something cool. So this is the basics. So I want to add something that opening my mouth, these particles are going to be coming out from my head. How can I do that? I'm gonna click on face tracker. Okay, face tracker. And Spark AR also has a patch editor, something like programming, but with like a Scratch for kids. Spark uses something very similar. So you're gonna click on face tracker, then to the right on properties, and then I'm gonna look for interactions, patch, and create. And here we got many options like blink, eyebrows lowered, eyebrows raised, mouth open. For example, I'm gonna choose mouth open. Okay, when my mouth is open, this particle system is going to appear. Okay, like in cartoons, if someone have an idea, right? Like this light bulb is going to appear. So mouth open. Here you got these blocks: face finder, face select, face tracker. Okay, mouth open. And what happens when my mouth is open? I'm gonna click on emitter 0. And if you can see here on the properties, all properties that have a white arrow, or let's say a yellow arrow on the left, that property is going to be able to appear on the patch editor. So when I open my mouth, I want this particle system appear, so visible. So I click on this yellow arrow, and it's going to appear here in the patch editor. Then mouth open, it's going to be the very first one. I'm going to click and hold that left click. I'm going to connect to emitter 0. Okay, so as you can see, when this lady open her mouth, the particle system is going to appear. Okay, if I do my preview, it's gonna be the same. If I open my mouth, this light bulb appears on my forehead. Okay, and you can change the pictures if you use your eyebrows and so on. Okay, this is a nice effect. It's very simple but very cool, and you can add for the previous effects like the background and the pictures on your cheeks, okay, and so on. Okay, if you got any questions again, just let me know if everything is clear. Okay, I've not we are on time, I think. Joanna? Yes. Okay, so I think we are in the end, or how much time I have? No, no worries. I already asked to my professor, and I can enter to the session like later. Okay. Yes, I got one more filter just to give you the basics. Spark here is very nice. As you can see, it's easy once you get the workflow. Yes, maybe you are confusing going from the left to the right, from left to right, left to right, but it's easy. Okay, I got another filter, and I think we can end the session with that. Okay, if you let me, Joanna. Okay. Yes. 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 It's very fun. I laugh of myself when I'm doing these these filters. Okay, I'm gonna save this file, and maybe later Joanna can send you these files. I'm gonna save second filter. Okay, and the last one filter is gonna be something with a null object. Okay, I'm going to delete this element. Okay, I'm going to delete emitter 0 and face tracker. Okay, just to make let you know how to start again. Okay, it's easy. So I want something going around my head. How can I do that? Okay, that's a very nice filter too. Okay, I'm here on the left. I add an object, and that object is gonna be face tracker, obviously. So I'm going to insert inside face tracker, click, right click, add, and I'm gonna add a null object. Null object is an invisible object too, as face tracker. Okay, this null object is like an invisible container where I can put, for example, some planes, and we can simulate, like, for example, in cartoons, like, I don't know what cartoons you see, but for example, a cat running, and then he hits its face, and then appears some beards or something going around its head. It's similar here. We got the null object, and we're gonna add inside the null object like 4 planes. Okay, so click on null object, right click, add, and we're gonna add we're gonna add a rectangle. Wait. We're gonna add a plane. Okay, so the plane is gonna appear there, and with the main preview, we can move it too. You see here these arrows, I can move it. I'm going to move the main screen. That way you can see on the 3D space, right? You can see I'm moving the plane. Okay, so I want the plane right there, and maybe right here. And this is a repetitive process, and I'm gonna add the plane 0. Then to the right, as you know, okay, properties, I'm gonna look for materials again, plus new material, material 0. I'm gonna look for material 0 in assets, click on material 0, then to the right in properties, I'm gonna choose flat, and I'm gonna choose a file. In this case, I'm gonna choose the light bulb again, okay? I'm gonna open, and there I got this light bulb. So this is easy. So I want 4 light bulbs. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the process for plane 0, add a material, get the new material here in assets. Okay, so this is a repetitive process. So I'm going to a null object, I'm going to add another plane, or to make the things easier, I'm going to do plane 0, right click and duplicate. Okay, or Control D, duplicate, duplicate, and duplicate. And then I got 4 planes, but make sure you got 4 planes and 4 materials, okay? When I duplicate here, it doesn't duplicate in materials. So plane 1, I'm going to create a new material, okay? Okay, here's, you need to make sure when you duplicate, it takes the material 0 for all the planes. So this is not so common, because if you want to change up the picture, it's going to be harder for you. So my recommendation is, when you duplicate, try to create a new material here. Okay, it says material 0. By doing click here, you're going to create a new material. Okay, material 1, and repeat the process. Okay, this is very repetitive, so you're gonna catch the idea from the Spark here. Flat, choose the file, and I'm gonna choose the same light bulb. Okay, and then it's in the same position. I'm just going to move plane 1 in another position, and there you go. Okay, and then in this case is I need just to move the light bulb where I wanna be, where I want. Okay, so sometimes it's very complicated. So doing a click here on these little boxes, I can move in a linear way, or I can move like a sphere. Okay, rotating the picture. Okay, but something happens here. The picture, I can see the picture like here, but if you can see in the preview, I cannot see the picture like in the other side. Okay, that's easy. I need to go to material one, and this is going to apply for everything. And I'm gonna look for double-sided. It's right here, and in the checkbox, click. Okay, if you look in the preview, I can see the light bulb like in this position, and if I move my head, I'm gonna see the light bulb in the other position. Okay, just look for double-sided. And I'm gonna do the same for all the planes. Okay, to make sure the time, I'm just gonna move the planes because it's gonna be the same picture. But as I said, this is not common because in the real time or doing filter for work, you may change the pictures. Okay, so I choose plane 2. I'm gonna move it. Like that, and it's going to appear here on my face. Okay, I'm gonna do a click on plane 3. I'm gonna move it to the back. Okay, on plane 0. So this is Spark Years is like more fun, moving stuff from here to there. There's a lot of time, but it's nice. Okay, so you already have these labels like in my head. Okay, and to add some nice, I'm gonna open the patch editor, or just I'm gonna look for patch editor here on these properties. Here, view, show hide patch editor, or Control-Alt-P. Okay, I'm going to delete this. Okay, and in null object, I'm gonna do a click, null object, then to the right, I'm going to do a click on a rotation. Okay, I'm gonna click on this yellow arrow and get the position here. So I want to the light bulbs spin around my head. So I'm going to add the rotation property. Then on the same patch editor, right click, and it's going to appear a lot of blocks, programming blocks. Okay, I'm gonna look for loop animation. Okay, loop animation, add patch, then in progress. If you can read these tiny letters, progress, or I can do the same, right click, or just click on this little arrow and release. I'm going to appear another. It's going to appear again this window. I'm going to look for transition. Okay, transition. Click on transition. Add patch. So this patch of transition is going to be something like a container where we can put where to where or the start and the end of the X or Y or Z axis. Okay, and then we can start in I think it's Y from 0 to 360, and then in X in 0 both, and Z 0 and 0. Okay, then I need to just connect transition patch to the null object rotation property. Okay, so let's see. Okay, as you can see, the null object is moving around my head. Okay, and we can change the speed here in loop animation. Duration says 1. We can do a 0.5. Okay, we can do a 3. Okay, so this is another cool filter. If you wanna do it with something in your work for maybe later for the Ada Lovelace Day, I don't know. Okay, but this is a cool idea of filter. Obviously, there are more filters, more complicated filters, but you need skills on, as you can see, on Photoshop, maybe Blender, 3D programs, and so on. Okay, so here you go, another filter. Maybe you can, maybe Joanna can send you the files out, and you can play with the Spark AR and the filters. Actually, this is like a play, okay? Because you need to read, you need to click wherever you want and try to figure out where each element goes. Okay. I'm gonna save the file as filter. So if you have questions or something, let me know, because we are in the end of this session. I hope you like it. This is very fun for me. This is not like work. If I work with Spark AR, it's more like fun and something chill. So, Joanna, are you there? Sorry, can you say it again? uh, Here in my community, we did some basic filters just to let the community, I mean the city, to let the city know we are here as community. My community, the name is Hub Chiclayo Valley, like Silicon Valley, but here in Chiclayo, in our city. But the filters were like this, not so complicated, because it requires time, a lot of time, if you want some 3D objects, more sophisticated backgrounds and movements and so on. I did those filters for my community, but then no. I mean, for a huge enterprise or a corporation, no. It's more like a play for me for now. Yes, but I watched some videos from people in different countries doing filters for their companies. These filters are more for for marketing, for letting people know about some brand, because the people can wear or can use these filters with a brand for example, in the clothes, in the hair, and so on, like makeup, for example. Creativity has no limits, you know. Yes, thank you, Aparna. Yes, it's a very nice program projects, and you can do a lot of things actually. This is like just the top of the iceberg. Yes, if you have other question, I'm here to answer. Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you very much, Aparna, Sargan. I'm glad to have you here, and you already know about this tool. You already know about SparkAR. So thank you very much from Chiclayo, Peru. Yes. Yes, thank you, Joanna, too.